With an estimated 1,500 to 2,000 movies being churned out every year, Nigeria's film industry, known as Nollywood, has flourished to become the second most prolific producer of feature films in the world, behind India's Bollywood. By comparison, Hollywood released slightly more than 600 movies last year, but it earned much more. So now, the mind-boggling number of releases in Nigeria is slowing, as some filmmakers begin to emphasize quality over quantity.
Most of those films that were chunked out then, seem to, they really flooded the market. And, it seemed to be the same kind of story, same kind of people, recycling, just like Hollywood. And people want change. People want to see something different.
While shoddy production values and shoestring budgets of $15,000 or less are still the norm, a new crop of filmmakers are producing high-quality films on a relatively big budget. Kunle Afolayan's latest film, Phone Swap, was shot for $400,000.
In the last 5 years, it's a new ball game again, because now people realize that you can actually make a film with better production value, good stories, make more money than if you chunk out, low-quality films like every time.
Although the cost of making quality films is rising, the amount of money being made is still relatively low. The industry is estimated to be worth $250 million. Compare that to Hollywood, which rakes in more than $10 billion a year. The reason? Most films here in Nigeria are distributed as DVDs. There are very few movie theaters in the country, and the DVDs sell for less than $2 per film.
We don't have a properly structured industry in terms of distribution. If I say to you, okay, I'll give you a certain percentage from whatever it is I make, the film they're not pre-sold. You have to really battle. You have to probably go from one state to another, in order to have them screened.
And then there are the government taxes.
You have to pay tax. You pay 5% VAT on gross, you pay 5% entertainment tax on gross, and you pay 10% withholding tax on net. And, at the end of the day, nothing really comes to you.
To distribute movies here, most filmmakers rely on a network of 400 marketers, like Aina Olorotimi, who canvasses the country pitching the latest releases for a commission.
A marketer takes over a movie from a producer after shooting, and every other thing from that point to the point of getting to the customer belongs to him. He does all that.
Afolayan says that global distribution is the key for Nollywood films like Phone Swap to go mainstream beyond Africa's shores.
I've realized that no matter how fantastic my film is, if I'm still the one pushing myself, it's never going to get to Oscar. It's never going to get to Global Award. It's never going to release be open in Cannes. It's never going to go to all those A-list platforms. Never. Except when there is some sort of co-production deal.
What you plan to do is wicked.
And there's another problem facing the industry that eats into profits.
Business. Well, very profitable if you remove the pirates, what you call bootleg around your world. When you release your movie, they pick the first copy and they go and do dubbing or recycling.
Still, the business of Nollywood is starting to attract investors. Afolayan's latest film, Phone Swap, was financed in part by the telecom giant Glow Mobile and Research in Motion, the makers of the BlackBerry.
I knew it was a commercial film, and I was ready to go all commercial, because at the end of the day, that is how you recoup your investment, which is why anytime if I'm working on a film, first I look at the product placement potential in the film.
Many agree that bigger budgets, corporate investment, and product placements are elevating the industry.
I want my phone back.
But some critics say that Nollywood has a long way to go before it could stand shoulder to shoulder with Hollywood. In a review that appeared in the Guardian newspaper in August, the film critic Phil Hode wrote, "I'd say Nollywood isn't there yet, aesthetically at least. It's not fully exploiting the virtues of the medium yet." But Nigerians say that isn't taking into account how far they've already come.
When we were going to start doing business of film in Nigeria, we were shooting with Panasonic M350, domestic camera. Then we were releasing movies on VHS cassettes. Then we were shooting and editing in 2 days, 3 days. Between then and now, it has graduated. Now, in Nigeria, we shoot with the best quality of high-density camera. HD camera, go to any location, you will see guys shooting on HD.
When worshippers...
And while production values have evolved, it's the stories that keep Nigerians coming back for more.
grant them wealth.
We're making films that will cut across. We're trying to tell stories with universal appeal, so that regardless of your tribe or your color or anything, you'll still be able to relate with the stories. My primary market at the moment is Nigeria. Nigeria is a country with 150 million population, and if I can get just 1 million to see my film, then, I mean, why not? I mean, then I'm good.